Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
You know, I'm going to meet some people from Austin one day, and I think it's safe to say that maybe the only place that can out hippie Austin would be my little Vancouver Island. And Bill, you should know by now, radio check, come in Vancouver. I mean Victoria. Hi guys. I hope everybody is so good, so good. I have missed you today. And it is Court Watchers Anonymous time, so please gather round my bosom in perpetual happiness. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. Go ahead, hit the like button. I want to give you a programming update. If I had guys in the truck, they would do this for me, but I don't. But I'll tell you anyways. We're going to try a little something different schedule. Well, we're going to be live tomorrow morning about 9 a.m. Pacific, 9:15. And we're going to try to watch some live court as it happens. So tune on in. It will be a fun time and will replace tomorrow night's show. But if you can't be there, that's okay. You can just watch it later. Anyways, live as it happens. You know, it's been done before. Exclamation mark, baby. I do owe Mikey some money. I certainly owe Mikey some money for that. But we'll see how it goes. I think that that's going to work best for us with timing wise. Plus, it's the stuff I want to see. Hi, Bob. So, you know, it seems like a good plan. I hope that you've had a great day. Why don't you tell me you're probably going to be a bot tomorrow? Or a robot? You would think I have a bot for my channel? I don't think so. I don't know how to do that. I wish I did. If I had a robot, the things I would make it do between me and you would not be cover my live stream shifts. I like hanging out with you guys. Sometimes I guess maybe it doesn't look like that. I don't know. Sometimes people tell me I have a resting bitch face, but I try and smile a lot. So, anyways, we're gonna watch. I just spent a fortune in batteries. We're gonna watch some we're gonna whoa. It's like teleporting when you do that, by the way. Woo! We're gonna watch some small claims courts. I don't think that it's gonna be like they do attendance and then they talk about the mediation.
The court for our small claims calendar.
Yeah, Judge.
The court for our small
Judge?
claims calendar.
Sir, I'm introducing it, okay? Again, please don't try and take my job. Neither you or AI. Please just let me introduce the court case. God. Okay. It's small claims court, just like he said. Well, he ruined it. Um, this is Thurston County, just up the road from me, so to speak. So to speak. AI, Atom Intelligence. I like that. I like that. Why don't you guys tell me what you had for dinner? I have not eaten dinner yet today, but I did have lunch. I had a salad for lunch with a tahini dressing. It was yummy.
Today is September 12, 2025, and we have several cases. Some folks are appearing via Zoom, and there are several people here in courtroom. So I'll begin by taking in attendance to see who is present. We have a total of 9 cases.
You're committing to 9 cases, Judge? You got to be careful. The people love 9 case nights, okay? A 9 case night, we've done a 9-hour night.
Is number 1 is Gary Hall versus Claudia Home Park. Okay, so he's here. And is
Oprah
anyone
only
here
allows him to
from
moonlight here.
First Commercial Properties or Claudia's Mobile Home Park? At least one party is here, so see that. And how about Thomas Reber, present in courtroom? In your case is again Carolyn Beach Homeowners Association. Is anyone representing the HOA, Carolyn Beach?
Yes,
Okay, I see Carolyn Beach Association. Your name, ma'am?
Diane Bradford.
Diane's at
Bradford.
on the HOA.
Is present.
Ooh, that
Okay,
sounds so good.
Elizabeth Mateo.
Hi, reseller. You have to
Yes,
log
Your
out to
Honor.
update the app.
See, good morning.
I have to do
And
that with my
Eric
Fitbit
Atkins,
app.
is Eric Atkins present?
I wasn't able to serve the paper, Your Honor, so I was trying to see if I could ask for a continuous.
Ms. Mateo, I was unable to hear anything.
Oh,
I
sorry, Your
heard
Honor. I wasn't able to serve Eric Atkins. I'm requesting a continuance, please.
Okay, we'll get back to those issues. I'm just taking attendance to see who's present. So let's see, is Heather Carney present? I see Heather Carney on Zoom platform. Good morning. And James McCaslin.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And where is James? I see on the top of the screen there, both parties present. And Cheyenne Larson.
Present.
And Joseph Robert Williams.
Hi, Your Honor. I'm his wife. He's in surgery right now. He had submitted a request for an extension.
Okay, let's see
Escalation,
that.
ma'am. Escalation.
All right, and Sharps Trucking.
Yes. Here.
Janice Sharp is present on that. Good morning. And
Morning.
anyone from Ward's Tree Service? Dustin Ward.
Warts?
Party present.
Not a great name.
Annette Greeno. I see Annette Greeno present on Zoom. Good morning. And Heather Brossett. Okay. Renee Langston or Aaron Kiska.
Hi, Your Honor.
Yes,
Keister or
Both here.
Keister?
Blood pressure, sir.
Edgar Mendoza. Present in Zoom, in person. Okay, good morning to you. And lastly, Michael Hunt.
Here.
Come on now. Mike Hunt? Mike Hunt is in court. Is that what he just said? Come on.
Present in Zoom, in person. Okay, good morning to you. And lastly, Michael Hunt.
Here. Yes. On Zoom.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And Courtney Brown?
I'm present.
Okay. And we have a number of folks present on Zoom platform representing DRC, which is Dispute Resolution Center.
And there's a number of people that just joined our chat here. They are not representing anybody but except Colin, I would say, who sent them over. Thank you, Colin. And welcome, everybody. We are about to do some small claims cases. We're skipping over some of the formalities, although we did do attendance. So if you weren't here for attendance, go ahead and check in the chat over here. Maybe tell us what you had for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, you can tell us what you wish you had for dinner, and we'll watch some cases together. Okay? Let's go.
Get more information. But November 7th is when we will reset this matter. Your service is completed, so that'll apply. And if, at that point, if they don't show up, you will present your case and the judge will decide. How does
Okay.
that sound?
All right, so I go back there?
You can go back to civil department if you have any questions, but we will see you back here on November 7th at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Oh, also to add to the
Now I'll
excitement,
go back
Taylor
to number
Williams.
5.
Hold on, Judge. Taylor Williams up here is at the hospital. Her husband, who is supposed to be appearing, is in surgery. We haven't found out what for yet. We're waiting patiently, but let's just say she's adding an element of drama.
Miss Larson. Miss Larson, Joseph William is the defendant in this case, and I see Mrs. William on Zoom platform. And then she tells me that he is in surgery, and then we had received the documentation for a request to continue this matter. If you're able to turn on your video, and then we'll discuss your
Yeah,
position.
I'm working on it.
Okay, you take your time.
Yeah, I don't know why my video is not working.
Okay, so
Yeah, it says it should be.
okay, that's fine. I can hear you loud and clear. So with that request to continue this matter because of this medical emergency, what is your position?
Oh yeah, give him enough time to heal from his surgery so that way, you know, he can
November.
November 7th or 14th.
Okay. Does November 7th or 14th work better for you?
Either one is fine.
We'll set this for November 14th. And Miss Williams, if you are able to make sure that Joseph Williams knows this date, and that'll be 14th at 9 a.m.
Whisper
And
it to
Miss
him.
Larson, if you have any questions, you can contact our civil department. Otherwise, we are completed with your matter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So are you
Good luck.
telling me that the
Thank
key
you.
factor is you just show up from a hotel or a hospital waiting room for court, or your spouse, and you can get a continuance, is what it sounds like. Allegedly.
All right. So Ms. Greeno, we have completed your case. If you heard me clearly, your next court date is November 7th. We are completed. And then
Then what, Judge? Don't leave us hanging.
and I'll turn to Ms. Sharp. Ms. Sharp, you have filed suit against Ward's Tree Services, and that is number 6, cause number 39265. In your case, you have completed the service through Thurston County Sheriff's Office, and that is in court file. And your claim is for $5,000 plus court costs. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you are suing Ward's tree services because you provided transport services to them in for some tree removal services. Is that correct?
Yes, we hauled away stump and brush from a job he was working on.
Okay. So last call,
$5,000
is anybody representing Ward's tree service or Dustin Ward present in on Zoom platform or in court? There's no answer. So Ms. Sharp, you want to raise your right hand? Do you swear the testimony that you'll be providing will be truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now tell me about your claim in this case. How did this start?
Tell us all about the woods.
Well, I did a summary and you have a copy of it. And he had called and asked for us to come and pick up some brush and stumps from where he was clearing land at a job that was not on his property. And so we did that, and then we billed him. And then he started giving me sob stories about how, his wallet was stolen out of his truck with all the money in it was to pay us. And then it was, his truck was stolen. And I've repeatedly tried to work with him. I did get one payment of, I believe it was $500. And, but after that, he did not pay anymore. I've repeatedly tried to reach him by phone calling and texting and leaving him messages. And sometimes he'll text me back saying he'll call me at a certain time, and then he never calls. So I just, I was going to file, I did file before, and then he did call me and talk me out of, going to court previously. And so then I thought, well, we'll give him a chance, and he's just not responding and not paying. And so I've come to court to ask them to issue a judgment against him.
So your services that you provided were October of 2022.
Let me just check in here. Yeah, we actually, it
Drop
was
it all back off.
October 12th and October 13th.
Okay, and I see those invoices. Now, was this,
Oh, so true. American courts judgment doesn't eat.
is there
isn't
anything
even worth the
that you
paper
can
it's
direct
written
me
on.
where?
That's the absolute truth. Thanks for being here. But seriously, it is one thing to get a judgment. It is an entirely different thing to collect it. Some people are good at that, and some people aren't. That's the way it is. Welcome, by the way.
They had received and confirmed the completion of services and agreed to the payment prior to those services?
Well, he called us for the services October 8th and asked us to come and do the service. So we did the service, and then we sent out the invoice several times to him, including his the payment he had made. So I had mailed, I did not mail them with return requests or anything like that.
So I see invoice that you sent him with the service dates of October 12th and 13th.
Uh-huh.
And then that has a total of 33.25 and 28.50 plus court costs.
Right, that was, I had told him that if I was going to take it out of court, then he would have to pay the court costs. Which he said that was fine.
So before you rendered those services, did you provide him an estimate or the amount of the charges that he'll be incurring for those transportation services?
I believe, let me just find it here. On the call sheet where he called to get the services. We told him we charges $475 a load. And it just depended on how many loads he wanted taken out.
Oh,
So he-
I have a similar pricing structure per load. Depending on how many loads you want taken out, we can strike a deal. Generally, I enjoy taking loads. Oh, by the way, this is not a peachy show.
How many total loads did you do?
13,
13.
yes.
Is
And he
that where 5438 comes from?
13. That's a lot of loads.
Pardon me?
Is
I
that where
said
the number
13's a lot.
5438 comes from the 13 loads that you transported?
I believe so, yes, because he paid. What did he pay? I have it here somewhere. Can't find my second page. I'm sorry, sir. Just going through
Ma'am,
here now.
you had one
Looking.
job. Carolyn Beach lady, what the fuck? You're gonna get
My
dust in my
notes.
hair. Please don't.
Yeah, 54, 38, 17 is the amount, the total amount of the invoice minus his payment,
Which is $500?
which was actually 551.35 and 299.48. Let me just double check that. Okay, oops. My calculator here. 62.89.
Humble
minus
brag. She has a calculator.
35 equals
Ma'am, we don't need to hear you say it out
minus
loud, honey.
299.48. Yes, so 54.38.17 is the are you there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
here,
listening.
ma'am. And I
Okay.
was just looking at Sherdelle's question. Both. The answer is both. Yeah, unprepared people in court are difficult to deal with. But remember, most of us watch more court and experience more actual courtroom time than most lawyers, because most lawyers practicing law don't do it in a courtroom. They do it in an office with an assistant.
That is the total amount minus his payment that he made.
Give me the number of payments that he made again.
He made a payment of 551.35 plus 299.48, which equals $850.83. And that's on the summary.
And how much did you pay to serve him?
My receipt. It's in here somewhere. I paid $60 for the sheriff's office to serve him. And that is not included in his total this time. I'm asking the court to also include that on the notice of small claims.
I have that. Thank you.
Okay.
Let me do this calculation. Just a second.
Okay.
Wow, everyone heard you, William, but I don't listen. So, hi, how are you doing? Uh, some they would have had a case if they'd shown up. You're exactly right, Gary. That's so important to remember. You get so much more leeway in court just by showing up. People, I don't know, they run the opposite direction, but you get a lot further even if you just show up and take a tongue lashing.
Okay, based on my review and your testimony, I've seen the exhibits, which has a confirmation by him through text messages that he is acknowledging those services and agrees to pay. However, he has made excuses, and at this point, after being served, he is not here. So as a default, I will find a judgment in the amount of $4,751.34, which means that is the court costs that were incurred, including $50 service fee. The total amount of $5,552.17 minus $850.83 that he already paid, that $5,552.17 included the court filing fee. So the remaining amount will be $4,751.34. And I'll sign off on this judgment and sentence. It'll be emailed to you, or you can retrieve that from the civil department.
Okay, if you could email, that would be great.
She will not get his wood anymore. That's right, Jim. She's saying no more loads, no more wood, none of it. I don't even
Ms.
want
Sharp,
the tip.
you are completed your case, and I'll sign up on this judgment order.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much, Janice. Janice is gonna probably have a pretty good day after this. She's won in court. She's still riding that dopamine high. Hasn't figured out if he ain't paying you before, he ain't paying you after. But good luck, Janice. Was it Janice? Yeah, it's Janice. God damn it, Janice. Also, for anybody joining us, this is in Thurston County, Washington, which is Washington State. That's why she has like ocean pictures up with seagulls, because she hears seagulls all the time, just like I do. And so I guess, I don't know, asserting some dominance, put them on the wall. I'm not sure. Judge? Next case. Oh, the nicest crazy people ever. American courts. I don't know. There's something going on in Thurston County. It sounds like a teen novella series where there's weird shit happening to all the adults in the town, and the teenagers are the only ones that see it for clearly what it is. And we witness it via the court system. Like, how many times did you see the period fence case? Did you see the period room case? I mean, we've had so many. I think YouTube Daddy even thinks that this is a podcast that we do now, which I can get behind a little bit. I don't know. Judge, you need to hustle up, okay? You need to hustle the fuck up.
Our association is...
But what I'm baffled by is how there's so much space and yet everybody's in a goddamn homeowners association. What?
Is your homeowner dues that you have paid for an unusable property? Is that my correct understanding?
That's
Okay, thank you. You can
pretty
have a
much
seat.
got it.
You can have a seat. Okay. Do you swear from the testimony that you'll be providing will be truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then I'll say the same thing for Carolyn Beach Homeowner Association representative. Do you swear from the testimony that you'll be providing will be truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Reber, go ahead.
So I bought these lots and I want to be able to use them. And the homeowners association has prevented me from using them, even though and it's relative to the fact that there was a slide in 1999. And in that slide area, they have specific rules. Although there are a number of exceptions to those rules where people are actually occupying houses and using their properties for camping and other uses. So they've been charging me assessments. I've tried on several occasions to appeal to the board to change their rules. And in the fall of 2024, I approached the board with a proposed amendment that would allow me to use my property. And the president at that time seemed interested and was going to meet with me, but that never happened. And I think that person may have left the board. And so we're back to square one, where they are claiming that Thurston County zoning and ordinances will not allow any use of the property, which is false. And they have had it in their rules and regulations for a number of years that there's a 10,000-year moratorium on the property. That is false. And if you've reviewed the exhibits, you'll see that you can actually, it shows all the uses that are permitted and must be allowed.
Which exhibit are you referring to so I can take a look at it?
Yes. That would be Exhibit C. And that goes on for several pages, and it has all of the uses in this area, including recreational camping. And there's allowed, there's permitted, and there's prohibited. So obviously there is not a 10,000-year moratorium. Secondly, if you look at and I'll refer to some additional exhibits. Exhibit H shows a slide lot property with some storage of a boat and other stuff. Also, there's a garage with some storage, some other uses, and Exhibit L shows a camper being used, also with a storage shed there. You go to Exhibit M, there's a home that's being used in the slide lot area. Exhibit N, also a home in the lot area. So obviously there's not a 10,000-year moratorium. And also Exhibit P, another home, and Exhibit Q, the last home, and Exhibit R is, I'm not sure if that's a mini home or a storage, but.
Or a dick pic,
And
I'm
these are-
sorry about that.
Uses that are being done by other people.
Yes,
in that
other
community?
owners that are in the slide lot area. There's a 40 some units that were in the slide lot area, and
It
these
sounds
are
like a
the
fun place to
uses that
be.
are being made right now. And when I tried to even remove the concrete. It was a piece of foundation that was put across the road. When I tried to remove that or offered to remove it myself, they said that I would get turned over to the authorities and that they own that property and I couldn't do that.
No, these are like,
And when did you
they're
buy
called
this
beer
property?
glasses at Walmart. I bought them for like $1.47. But they sort of look like mason jars, and I have lids that go on top, but I don't usually use them. And I forgot my glass straw. Knockoff. I have mason jars. These are not even close. You could never can with these. You know what I mean? Anyways, I love the glasses though.
I'd say it was like 2021, maybe.
Okay.
Approximately.
And when you bought the property, you knew that it's on that sliding zone?
Yes,
And it had restrictions?
yes,
Okay, so your argument against the homeowner association is that they have allowed the similar use that you're seeking to other people, but not you?
correct.
Hmm.
And that their justification for not allowing the use is this statement that there is a 10,000-year moratorium, which is categorically false. And I thought
Categorically false.
if I just brought these things to the board and demonstrated what the reality was, that they would modify the rules.
How is categorically false when they are referring to Thurston County zoning law or any other statutory law?
They are referring to Thurston County ordinances which do not exist.
That seems like a dumb idea. Have you guys ever seen a can that's clear, where you can see the liquid in it? I had to buy it the other day when I was at the H Mart Korean market. Isn't that cool looking though? It's a can, and I'm assuming that it is fizzy drink.
It's like me saying, oh, look at Thurston County, it's okay to kill people over there because it's okay. It's false.
Sir,
It's
that's
a
not even
myth
close.
that
So small claims court is sitting in a different situation that you're claiming more than a small claim can remedy you. What you are asking is, so you're saying that you have been paying the homeowner association dues, and then you have basically paid those dues without getting any benefit? Is that
correct,
your claim?
correct. And I thought that, they would see that all you have to do is call up Thurston County and say, is there a 10,000-year moratorium? They'll tell you no. And in fact, the Exhibit C shows all of the different uses that are allowed, permitted, and some are prohibited.
And what is your understanding that the Exhibit C tells you that you are allowed to use these for, and what are
For
you basing?
recreational camping.
For recreational camping, okay.
But I also, first they have to allow access to my property.
I want to hear
And
this
how
lady. I
have
think
they
it's a
not-
lady talk.
How have they hindered your ability to access your property?
There's a cul-de-sac. It's about 600 feet long, and at the end of the cul-de-sac, where it attaches to another road, somebody placed a concrete barrier, which it appears to be somebody's leftover concrete from a foundation, kind of T-shaped foundation, and there's big chunks of that concrete across the road that would go up to my property. And they said that even if I tried to remove that, I would be turned over to the authorities and get fined $1,000.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. So I've got Exhibit G, and since then, since paying those assessments, I've also paid another $429.92 in assessments. No, that's good.
So you have continued to pay the assessment after being told that you have no access to the property and there are restrictions on what you are asking the property to be used for, and yet you have continued to pay the assessments. But if you didn't pay the assessment, what would have happened?
They would foreclose on the property.
That's what I thought.
And they've made that threat as well.
All right, Ms. Bradford. Go ahead. Please.
So, I believe Mr. Reber's property is on Bowline Court. Is that correct?
Yes.
How many
Okay.
different people? First of all, how many different people have you played? How the fuck? That's how many people have you done this to? Upon how many people? Oh, my bro's showing. How many people's roads? Hi, Brooklyn. Thank you. I know this is one of your favorites. How many roads are you blocking with concrete, ma'am? That seems like something you should know.
The barriers he's talking about, Your Honor, are actual construction barriers that were placed there because that area is still moving. There's geological, the things that tell you if the ground is still shifting. And he's allowed to have a 4-foot path, but he has to do it like he has to do it manually. He can't take any equipment in there. He has access to the clubhouse, the marina, kayaks, the parks. He was our general manager when this happened, and he chose to buy these lots. This is the second time we've been to court with him. I don't understand why he doesn't understand. It's not us. He would have to get a permit from Thurston County, which we have no control over. We are just doing what the county has told us.
Thank you. So Ms. Bradford, what are the recreational uses that are other people in the similar situated lots are being offered or allowed?
So the homes he listed were all homes during the slide time that the county allowed to stay there. Everything he showed you was allowed at the time. The county we had nothing to do with that. The county said they could be there.
Got it. Thank you. So
And Mr. Reber worked for us.
I'm sorry?
Mr. Reber was our employee, our general manager when this all happened.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, thank you.
So, Mr. Reber, I am not going to address this case in the small claims, and I'll dismiss this petition, this small claims lawsuit at this point, and I'll tell you why. This seems like more of a Superior Court issue for land use and for a lawsuit which has a higher number of issues to address. In small claims, I can only rule on somebody's claim that they paid someone certain things, didn't get what they want. I it sounds like you're saying the same thing, but this involves real estate. It involves zoning laws. That is, I am not finding that you have made a showing by preponderance of the evidence that your claim should be granted. And therefore, I'm going to dismiss this petition, this small claims lawsuit. But that doesn't forecloses any other avenues that you may seek. I think you should, this is a issue that is not proper for the small claims because of the issues of land. In this case, you purchased the property, you would have known what allowable uses were there. And if those uses are not being made available to you to your satisfaction, I think you should seek remedies elsewhere, but not in small claims. This is not a proper suit, in my opinion, for the small claims. And I am finding that under the evidence that you have provided, you purchased the lot, you had the knowledge that they're on a certain restricted areas, and then you have continued to pay assessments, but you are not getting the use of your property to your satisfaction. That is not something that I can grant a remedy in the small claims. Go ahead. You have the last word.
One point I'd like to make is
This
that
is the
when
big
I
D. We're
purchased
getting a
it,
big D around here, by the way. Dismissal, denial, denied, goodbye. You can try, but he's already said what he said.
all those uses that I showed in the pictures were going on at that time as well. So I knew that you could use your properties in the slide area.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to me that the homeowner association has had control over what uses were allowed prior to that incident that stopped from further use by under. If you have a proper use, you can ask for a use permit at the Thurston County zoning department, permit department. And if that is granted to you, if at that point homeowner association is hindering your ability to do to get the use of the property in that way, then you can bring this case back to even small claims. But I think under the facts that you have provided, I am not satisfied that I can find any remedy for you in the small claims.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That's Judge's big D, by the way. You saw it here.
So Ms. Bradford, we are completed with your case.
Get the
Thank
fuck
you, Your
out.
Honor.
Next.
And so number 4 is completed by
Number 4. I've never heard of that.
7. Okay. And then that would leave us with.
Number 8 and number 9 is for me.
So I see
8 and
Mr.
9.
Mendoza is here, and also is Renee Langston on Zoom.
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I am.
Okay. So Mr. Mendoza, you want to come to the council table?
Here we oh my ma'am, I'm the cleavage show around here, Renee. What the fuck are you
And I
doing?
see Ms. Langston has turned
Oh
on
my
her video.
fucking
I'll put both of you under oath. You want to raise your right hand? Do you both swear from the testimony that you'll be providing will be truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Yes, I.
Since thank you, Ms. Langston. I'll hear from Ms. Langston first, and then I'll turn to you, Mr. Mendoza.
Hi,
Okay,
Beverly.
so I originally called.
Hang on just one second. Let me pull out the case file. So Ms. Langston, I see that your claim is for $9,860 for engine failure negligence service. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, both parties are present in this case, and this is case number 39267. Go ahead, Ms. Langston now.
So, I originally contacted Edgar at Mecca Automotive to see if he could come out and do a diagnostic check on my car to see what was wrong with it and what needed to be repaired. He agreed that he would come to my house and, put the diagnostic check in the car to see what was wrong. The findings from that were that the oil pressure sensor was not working. So we agreed that he would come back and replace that part. Then once that part was completed, we determined that from there that the oil pump was not working. And we agreed that he would work on that to replace the oil pump. My car, originally the reason why I had called, because when the car started, the engine would immediately give a warning light that said it was the engine oil was hot. Not that the car was overheating, but the engine oil was hot and to immediately turn it off. So the car had to be towed to Mecca Automotive for him to work on it. He worked on replacing the oil pump, drain all the oil out, replace the new pump. And that from there was a couple other things that had to be done, like the oil had to be put in, some additional seals and stuff had to be replaced from taking it apart to repair. Once that was all done, this ended up being around June 10th. I was called and said the car was done and it was ready to go. The engine was on and it was running. When I got to Mecca Automotive, the engine was already on, the car was on, and Edgar said he needed to take a test drive. So he pulled out on the street, went hardly anywhere at all because he was back within 5 minutes, and you could hear that he just gone down the street, like maybe a block or two. He came back and he said, okay, everything seems good to go. You can go ahead and take the car home. It's done. I had already paid him in advance for the replacement oil.
Okay, let's guess. What did she pay him in advance for this work? Get your guesses in the chat. What did she pay him for the work? I'm gonna guess $750. Oh, Legal Fiction, we think the same, baby. Robert's pretty close with us. Oh, Gary's saying paying in a one-night stand. Renee be selling them good. $2,000, Dwight. $1,500, Beverly. Oh, William, $20. $20 doesn't get you nothing these days. $900. She paid the $69 diagnostic fee. $2,500, Sashina says. All right, let's listen. Michael Scott, people are 5 loads. 5 taken loads. I love you guys so much. All right, let's see.
Oil pump and all of that work that needed to be done prior to him calling me and saying the car was ready to be picked up. So I left that day. I got in the car and I left, and I went approximately 500 feet down the road, and my car started making a very loud pinging and clacking noise. So I called back to my significant other, Aaron, who was there with Edgar, and said that the car was making noise. So they immediately told me to bring the car back, which I did. I turned around and I was back probably within less than 5 minutes. I was not able to go very fast, and the farther I was driving, the louder and louder the noise was getting. So when I pulled back to the automotive shop, they said that Edgar said it sounded like I blew a rod in my engine, and that he would have to look at it further from there. So within the next week, he called me back and said that it appears that the engine oil was not pumping through the engine, which caused it to continue to get overheated. The oil got too hot and the bearings melted and blew through the engine, causing the engine to no longer be eligible to drive. So
Eligible to
we
drive.
called several mechanics at the same, other mechanics to find out what they thought was wrong with the car, why it would be making that noise. And they all agreed that what would make the engine start making that clicking and clacking noise was the oil was not going back through the engine like it regularly should. So we
Sir.
There was a mechanic next door that had told us that he checked it with one of his tools that checks whether the oil is pumping through or not. And he said that the oil was not going through the engine. And the fact that the oil was not going through the engine is what caused the bearings to blow. And the engine.
So much blowing tonight,
had
so many
total
loads.
Engine failure. The mechanic
A lot of
next
failure.
door also
And
told us.
Ma'am, I just need to take a moment to talk about that. If you have trouble blowing your load or you experience engine failure, it's okay. It's okay. I promise. Baby.
That he had told Edgar, don't let that car leave. It's not finished. It's not ready to go and not to be driven on the road. So I feel that one, the work that Edgar did say that he completed was to replace the oil pump. He did, but it was negligent work because the oil pump was still not sending oil through the engine. When I asked Edgar what he recommended or what he would be willing to do to fix it, he had no, he said nothing. There's nothing more that I can do, nor will I do on this car. And that I am not of any fault. It's all your fault for driving the car down the road and the rods blowing and the bearings blowing through the engine was my fault for driving the car. So at that point, there was obviously going to be no agreement. Edgar was not willing to help nor pay that, pay for anything that he'd already done. That was negligent work. And so that's why we filed the claims, the small claims. Now, when we were in the mediation room, Edgar mentioned that it was just people trying to rip him off for work done. Well, I had paid him in advance before I was even told the car was done and ready to go.
Winston, you have said that you paid him in advance a couple of times. What was that advance was for the repair, and how much was that?
That was for the replacement of the oil pump, the oil pressure extender, timing port cover. The total was 2,000. Sorry, the invoice is really hard to read. The total invoice was for $2,700.
Oh my God, $2,700.
And I had paid him in advance. The reason why the claims is for higher than that is because now my engine is not usable. It needs to either be replaced or rebuilt. So I have an estimate for the cost to rebuild the engine, and that's where the amount of the claims came from.
Okay, and your claim is asking for $9,860, and your paid in advance was $2,700 for repairs. Is this $9,860 based on your value of the car? Is that what you're claiming?
No, it's based on the estimate I have for the rebuilding of the engine. The rebuilding of the engine sorry for my dogs. The rebuilding of the engine is $10,162. We owed my significant other, Aaron, owed Edgar for some other work done on another car, which we just subtracted from the estimate and figured that, we would claim that amount. It's a little less than the engine rebuild.
And then you referred to a mechanic who told you, who is that mechanic that you're referring to? And do we have any evidence that you have provided in terms of his inspection?
submit whatever you.
I'm not talking to someone else other than you, Miss Langston. The
Okay.
other person is not under oath.
Okay, it is, the mechanic is, name is Robert. He works at radioactive fabrication. And it is a building adjacent to Mecca Automotive where Edgar Mendoza works.
The right
He
next door
specializes-
Anything
neighbor?
else to add?
He specializes in working on
Dealing
LS
with
and
the fuck
LT
ups
engine.
from next door. Can you imagine? That sounds like a racket, ma'am. Seriously.
Which is what one in my Camaro. And I feel that he was there and was also helping with the replacing of the pump. And, you know, he has information that seems valid. I did call other mechanics as well as Chevrolet, and they all said the same thing, that the oil pump not going through the engine is what would have caused the bearings to be shot through the engine.
Is that it?
That's it, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Mr. Mendoza.
Hi, thank you, Your Honor. Just want to say, Mr. Kiska and his wife contact me around on the latest of June to check on their car after I.
June of this year?
Yeah, this year, yeah.
Okay.
After I done another repairs on one of the other vehicles for Mr. Kiska, his spouse. And well, I checked the car over his location, and I know that what she said, what she stated, the car showing all the signs about oil pressure. There were like a Christmas tree with all the warning signs lighting up. They said somebody else has been working on the vehicle, and they mess up with the electronics and some stuff of the computer. Still, the car was able to crank it, but I hear there was something going on at the very beginning. So I just said, well, might need to take the car to the shop because over your place, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not gonna drive it because sounds like there is problems. The warning sign is telling low oil pressure, so stop driving at the very beginning. So they towed the vehicle over my shop, and all down over there, still was no idea exactly what was going on. The first thing I did is drain the oil in front of Mr. Kiska. He was there, and the oil came out with metal shavings. That was the first sign. He saw the oil, and he said, "No, it's looking good. I think he's expecting to see big chunks of metal or something like that." We are talking about metal shavings. It's just, you can tell the metal blended with the oil. And he said, no, it's looking good. Go ahead. Let's do the oil pump replacement after we've been talking about just the extended unit, which I did over their place before they towed the vehicle. That didn't settle down the problem. That's the reason they agreed to take it down over my shop. So that was the first sign. It was my mistake to make Mr. Kiska sign any, like a waiver or something that telling me or excluding me about there was something wrong prior my repair. They also state the car has been driving for somebody else and got overheated, that's what she said. And they took it for a joyride or something. So at that point, the car was already with internal failures. We agreed to do the oil pump because that was the
I
only.
guess Venezuela. That's where I guess his accent is from. Or Chile.
Thing telling, on the warning signs. So, okay, but you want an oil pump replacement? That's what you got. That's what I did. I get a new pump for him, install it. Unfortunately, in order to do this, you have to do pretty much the whole surgery. I have to spend 5 hours to access to this thing. After I access to this thing, I got a new pump, installed it and everything, got primed with all the procedures, sealed the timing cover of the engine. I didn't open the whole engine just the timing cover, and put everything back together, his, the water pump and the rest of the accessories. I crank it up, we cranked up the car, he was there, and the car was running really rough. That's the reason they called the mechanic next door, who was specialized on these kind of vehicles. They did another repair on the intake manifold of the car because the car was running low RPMs since who knows. So the mechanic did this modification and make the car running properly again with the proper RPMs. And that was the part of my neighbor next door. No? There's two shops, mine, regular shop, and the specialized racing shop next door. That's the only thing he did. He didn't put his hands more in. He checked the car and the car appears fine, but it wasn't because all the signs are still there. The warning signs, all the lights in there. So at the time we cranked up the car, immediately, as soon begins to run normal, begins to make clacking noises. Mr. Kiska get into the car and step on the gas pedal and rev it up the car, all full throttle. And he also took a video and sent it to his wife. I was laughing, blah, blah, blah. He's ready. And I said, well, he's ready. It has been paid. He paid me on payments. He never paid me on advance the 1,700. He just gave me 200, 400 till I complete the repair. So when I delivered the car to them, they were there, but the car has the problems still. Was cranking, was running, but still I hear the noises immediately. So as soon she get into the car and drove out of the shop, he rubbing tires and everything. He went out the road. Not even 5 minutes later, we received a phone call to his husband, and she stayed like, oh, the engine is making tapping noise, blah, blah, blah. And I told her, but bring him back to see now what else. And they brought back, and she drove back to my shop. The car, of course, they've been doing more louder noises. So to get this this is the old pump. To get to this point, to get scratched and overheated, it's even blue with groups inside. You can tell has been friction and overheated. When I got to this point, I have to have it outside. I opened and I realized all this. But that was obvious to me from the very beginning when I drained the oil. There were problems prior I put my hands into the car. So they just asked me to do the oil pump replacement. That's what they got, oil pump replacement. I didn't rebuild the engine. I didn't open the rest of the engine. They have electrical issues. And that's how it turns. I tried to explain them to whoever works in the car before, they mess up with this thing. This doesn't get shot in 5 minutes. This takes some time. The car was, I run a Carfax, I have it here. And the last service, it happened on Stonewater Automotive. I have it here when the car was 528,000 miles. When they show up over my shop, the vehicle have 67,000 miles on it. So we are talking about almost 10,000 miles from the last service till they show up to my shop to get it repaired. All this time, the car has been parking over their house for the last 7 months, probably, or 6 months, something like that, because they were really, with a mold and stuff, spider webs and everything. But they knew already they have a problem. So they just been looking to find somebody like me, trying to help them out. And now this is where I am. I've been doing this for 25 years in Thurston County area. I think I've been here 2 times in all these several years. And unfortunately, they don't understand what happened with their vehicle. Somebody else messed up with this vehicle. And
Good
now
night,
here we are.
Beverly. We love you.
That's the only things I can say. Well, I have the pump. I can prove you this pump belongs to this specific car. I have a bunch of pictures here.
It belongs to Ms. Langston's car?
Yes, that's the old pump from her.
Old pump.
The old pump.
He kept it.
I put a brand new. still on the car, of course.
And
There's
that mileage proof, did you provide to Ms. Langston
Mhm.
or Mr. Kiska before
Yes.
today?
Excuse me, can,
I'll turn to you, Ms. Langston, in just a second. I'll give you the last
Okay.
word. Just 1 second.
okay, thank you.
Are you, anything else to add, Mr. Mendoza?
Well, I have some documents you can review and verify what I'm talking about. I have
And then
some,
you have not provided those documents to court files before today?
no.
Okay, have
unfortunately,
you given the copy to Ms. Langston or Mr. Liska before today?
No.
Okay. And what would they refer to before I look at them? What are they about?
I'm sorry?
So one of those that you were referring to was the service that they did when they had a mileage of certain number of 5,000 something,
Mhm.
and then next one for after 10,000 miles.
Mhm.
What is the other exhibit or other evidence you're referring to?
Another evidence I refer, well, I have just, it says there were like some accidents and other services, but nothing like,
And what is the make and model of this car?
it's a 2011 Chevy Camaro. It's a 14 years old car, which is
2011.
what they are asking for that car. That's not the cost of that car. It doesn't cost 10,000, and it's not even a supercharged. It's not even, I mean, the luxury car. It's an SS normal engine. That's it. Nothing as luxury.
Thank you. So Ms. Langston, I see Mr. Kiska with you. I have not put him under oath. I'll give you the last word. If he wants to testify, I have to put him under oath.
Yes, please.
Yes, let's put him
You
under.
want to
oath.
raise your right hand, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear from the testimony that you'll be providing will be truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, sir.
Okay, go ahead. What do you have to add?
Okay, first off, I was there when we drained the oil. I ran my hands through it and there was no metal sharding of any sorts because I would have not gone forward with the process knowing if I had seen metal shards that the engine was already past recovery. Okay. I knew it was, and he showed me the original pump and he said he don't know why it quit working and opened it up and just shrugged his shoulders. And neighbor next door, Robert of Radioactive Fabrication, says he hooked his special tool up to it and said that the engine block was, or his thing was reading 0 on the oil pressure, and it was not pumping oil through the engine. It should not be let go. I had Esker twice before we let that car go. Is it safe to drive? And he said yes. You know, I had him come out to the house, diagnose it first. I had took a lot of preparations, and I paid him. Yes, it was. He said he'd take it payments, but I paid him all in full early before we even took the car. So, you know, I don't
He is
see how
blowing
it
the
was
case wide
200
open.
here, 400 here, 500 there. Yes, but he was paid in full before we even got the car completed. And like I said, I took several preparations, making sure that engine was going to be fine before I shelled out $2,000 to have it repaired.
Oil pump replaced.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Thank you. Ms. Langston, you have the last word. Go ahead.
I cannot remember what I was going to point out at this point. It's something,
Oh, ma'am.
that the oil pump that Edgar is saying is from my car. I don't, how do I know that that is truly from my car? I did go back to Mecca Automotive after the car had, you know, after this whole incident to try to come up with some kind of agreement. And we discussed what could be done later. And we kind of walked around the corner of the shop and he picked up an oil pump and said, well, this oil pump is not from your car. I do not know where yours is at the moment, but look in here. This is the area which I showed Aaron that there had been some metal shards in there. So he specifically told me the pump he was holding and showing me at that point was not from my car. However, if I had been told that there was metal in the engine oil once it was drained, or there was metal shavings all over the oil pump, I would have not continued with the work. The whole process of this was done with the intent knowing that I am looking to find out if my engine could be fixed or not. Obviously, it does, you know, you might have to do one thing and then another thing comes up or another thing comes up. So it is a special engine on the car. It is an LS99 manual transmission. It's the car itself, a 2011. If you look online, because I actually did think about just selling it, just not working on it anymore. That car, every single one of the 2011 manual transmission 6-speed is still selling currently for $22,000.
Well, hot damn! Mikey, I have competition up there from Renee who loves to play with a stick shift. Glad you're awake. I hope you've had a good day. We are deep in the bowels of Thurston County, small claims court, and these people are talking cars. I know, look at that. 2 whole check marks in the chat. Can't even believe it. I'm so lucky.
The year before or the year after are selling for maybe 8 or 9.
11 was a
So
special
the
year.
2011 year is a very special year. It's still, people are still wanting that engine, that car. And for him to say that the cost of the engine replacement isn't even worth the 14-year-old car. Maybe the car is 14 years
Thank you, Ms.
old.
Langston. I think we are going in a wrong direction. I can understand that certain cars can have different historical value. I'm not putting much weight on what Mr. Mendoza said regarding the age of your car and what his estimate might be about the value. Here, what
Okay.
I am prepared to rule on your matter, unless you have anything else to say within the next 1 minute or so.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so in this case, you have filed a notice.
You didn't ask me, Judge, and I do have something to say in the next minute or so. I would like you to guess what you think is going to happen. What is the judge going to do? Is he going to split the baby in the bathwater? Is he going to believe the mechanic? Will he believe Renee and her angry husband? I don't know. Let's find out.
And you're claiming $9,860, and then you testify that you paid him in advance to change that oil pump or certain number of services that you asked Mr. Mendoza to perform. And your testimony was that you paid him $2,700 in advance. I've heard your testimony. I have not seen any evidence in terms of any exhibits other than your testimony that you felt that because what Mr. Mendoza, how he performed on the car is not to your satisfaction. I have also heard testimony by Mr. Mendoza that he replaced the oil pump and then you paid him in certain payments. Now, what I have here is to make a finding that there is a claim of negligence, which requires that requires the proof by preponderance of the evidence that the other party failed to exercise reasonable care that a prudent person would do. He is a mechanic, so he's expected to perform the duties of a mechanic that an objectively person looking at that situation objectively will realize. So I have to show, first of all, Mr. Mendoza had a duty of care. Yes, he did. He had a duty of care to perform the service that a objectively reasonable person would expect. Did he breach that duty? He performed that duty, and I don't find that he breached that duty. He did what he was expected to and in what you asked and what an objectively reasonable person would expect. Now, that you're saying that your car subsequently has malfunctioned, I have to see evidence that that was caused by his function or not, or breach of his duty, if he had breached his duty, and then find what damages to afford. At this point, I am not convinced that you have met the burden by preponderance of the evidence to show, based on your testimony, that Mr. Mendoza has breached his duty of care, and his breach of that duty caused the malfunction of the car. There might be more evidence, but I heard from you that you took it to a mechanic other than Mr. Mendoza, who agreed with you that there is some issue, but I have not seen any evidence to prove that. So therefore, I'm going to dismiss this small claims. We are completed with your case, Ms. Langston and
D
Mr.
in the
Mendoza. I have
patootie.
dismissed this petition.
A
This
breach
claim.
of the duty.
Thank you, Your
Just
Honor.
so,
She
just so you know,
pissed.
Your Honor, I did upload documents to the case file. I don't know why you're saying there was nothing there. I did have the bill, the estimate, a statement. Those were all uploaded, but I understand.
Ma'am.
Thank you.
Oh, cover
your
your
time.
cleavage now? Look at that. That tells me that was on purpose.
I don't have them at hand
On purpose.
at this moment. If you have filed within the last certain number of hours, they are not downloaded in the files. I did not consider that. Thank you.
What kind
Okay,
of
our last
tramp
matter is
shows
number
her
9,
tits?
Michelle Hunt versus Courtney Brown.
Hold on, Michelle and Michael.
That's
I
it.
thought it was Michael Hunt, Courtney. I'm confused now. What's going on? Who's deceiving who? We were told it was a Mike Hunt.
Okay, our last matter is number 9, Michelle Hunt versus Courtney Brown.
I think this is gonna stop recording
That's
right
it.
now.
Okay. All right. We are completed with the.
What happened? You assholes. Fuck, I hate court sometimes. You can't even figure out why something would do that. It did end there. Did you have it too, American courts? Sometimes it happens. It's just the way it is. You have to roll with the punches, as they say. I think. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. Remember what I said. We are back at it again. Has anybody seen my cunt? Anybody? Please. Yeah, are you going live, Mikey? No. I think Mikey has lots of work to do to prepare for the week ahead. Conferences with guys in the truck, I would assume. But, oh, John is alive. Well, go check out John. Streamlabs has happily provided the link in the chat, so you can click on that and go visit. We'll be back at it again live tomorrow morning, so make sure you join me. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. We are live randomly. I can't be contained. I won't follow a schedule. I love you guys. Do me a favor. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Bye.
Ways down and ready to ride.